My name's April Hunter, and you're watching Sport and Icons.
So Tyson Fury, the Gypsy King, WBC Lineal and Ring Magazine heavyweight champion of the world, has explained exactly why the Deontay Wilder third fight fell through, why it collapsed, why it's no longer on. And he's saying it's actually Team Wilder's fault. And we'll get straight into Tyson Fury's statement, and then we'll have a little bit of a chat about it. So this is what Tyson Fury had to say. I was looking forward to smashing Wilder again. A quick and easy fight. But Wilder and his team were messing around with the date. They don't really want to fight the lineal heavyweight champion. They know how it ends. The world knows how it will end, with Wilder on his ass again. They asked me if I would agree to push it to December, so I agreed to go to December the 19th. Then they tried to change it again into next year. I've been training, I'm ready. When they tried moving it off December 19th and pushing it into next year, enough was enough. I moved on. I am the best fighter in the world, the lineal heavyweight champion, the two-time Ring Magazine heavyweight champion, the WBC heavyweight champion. And before the end of 2021, I'll be the only man on this earth with a heavyweight championship belt. Tyson Fury statement. So how he finishes off there, clearly he's talking about the undisputed fight with Anthony Joshua. But we'll talk about that as and when that is officially announced, and all going well, Fury gets past his fight in December and Joshua gets past Kubrat Pulev on December the 12th. Then we could talk about it, see what belts are going to be on the line. Will it be for undisputed? Won't it be? We'll break that down. Now, to go back to his opening statement where he says that Wilder is a quick and easy fight, I've been telling you this for the longest time. Don't pay any attention when Tyson Fury is saying how he's number one and Wilder's number two. Don't get me wrong, he believes he's number one, of course he does, but he doesn't really believe Wilder's number two. I knew that weren't true. You knew that weren't true. We all looked at that, which is why Tyson Fury took on Wilder in Los Angeles when he had two cab driver fights, let's be honest, against Sefer Seferi and Francisco Pianeta, and then went over out of shape, out of conditioned, ring rusty, and flabby as hell. And still beat Deontay Wilder, and they had to screw him to a draw. So that's why he took that fight, because he knows how bad Wilder is. Wilder can't land that punch, he loses. And we've seen it every single fight that Wilder's had, or virtually every single fight that Wilder's had, that if he can't land that big punch, he loses. And it was only a matter of time before Wilder took that loss. So going by what it is that Tyson Fury is saying, for me, I believe Tyson Fury. Wholeheartedly, I believe him. And it's not to be anti-Wilder or anything like that. I genuinely believe that's what it is, because there has been rumours that Wilder has been injured for quite some time and hasn't been ready for a December fight. So they've been trying to push it back. But the thing is, how I see it, is that Wilder and his team are not going to come out and say, we don't want the fight, we want to pursue other things, or Wilder's looking to retire, or whatever it may be. They want to make it look like they did with the Anthony Joshua fight, like they have done with other fights in that as well. Make it look like it's not them that's pulling the plug. It's not them who doesn't want the fight. It's always somebody else's fault. And I'm sure that they'll come out with Tyson Fury. Well, you see, we tried to fight Tyson Fury, but he didn't want it. He's the one who ducked it. That's what they do. You see, they talk, but don't act. But in truth, because of the severe beatdown, the one-sided absolute drubbing that Tyson Fury done and made Team Wilder throw in the towel so they quit, Wilder wanted no more of that work at all. None whatsoever. So this was Wilder's way of saying, I don't want the fight, without actually saying it, by pushing it back, knowing full well that there is actually an expiry date on his contract. Now, I've seen quite a few people comment saying, but it's a rematch clause. He has to fight Wilder. It doesn't matter what time frame it is. Well, of course it does. Everything has a time frame. Everything does. Every single contract has a time frame. This would have had a time frame. They knew what the time frame was. They knew when it was going to be expired. And going by what Bob Arum and Frank Warren have said, December was the cutoff date that these two had to get in the ring. Anything after that, the fight can't go ahead. Now, if Team Wilder believe and can prove that it's actually Team Fury that stalled and deliberately didn't want it, or whatever it may be, and messed about, then I would fully expect them to put in a lawsuit and sue Tyson Fury. But what they can't do, and sorry Wilder fans, this just cannot happen, is that Fury will not lose the WBC heavyweight world title, and it'll be awarded to Deontay Wilder. You know why? Because there's the interim world heavyweight champion out there. That's Alexander Povetkin, currently, all going well. It'll be Dillian White after November the 21st, right? But currently it's Alexander Povetkin. So he will, in fact, become the champion. Wilder is not getting his WBC World Heavyweight title shot in the very short future. What Wilder does after here, who knows? But for me, I think that Wilder and his team use this as an excuse to really say, we don't want the fight. And they did everything they could to stall it. Of course, we know about the whole pandemic and that in the world. That's nobody's fault. But they could have still fought behind closed doors if push came to shove. They could have done that. Now, December 19th date, even Bob Arum said that Fox Sport were not happy about December the 19th. ESPN weren't very happy about it either. So apparently it was clashing with some of the kind of sports that were on or around that time. I'm not exactly sure what it was, I've forgotten. But December 19th was definitely a bit of a problem. But these guys, they could have fought behind closed doors. They could have done it, if truth be known, right? But either way, Fury, he's saying it's Team Wilder's fault. I'm pretty sure at some point Wilder and his team will come out and say it's actually Tyson Fury's fault. And Deontay Wilder fanatical fans will come out and say, yeah, Tyson Fury ducked him. Why? Because they've got no scruples whatsoever. How can Tyson Fury duck Deontay Wilder? Look what he's done to him. Look what he's done to him. But these people will hang on for as long as they possibly can because all they've got is Deontay Wilder in heavyweight division. Everyone else has been thrown under the bus. But that is what it is. If you guys want to believe him, you go right ahead. You're free to do whatever you want. But according to Tyson Fury, it was Wilder who kept stalling and didn't want the fight. Drop your thoughts below. Click thumbs up, subscribe. Catch you all in the next video.